Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. How Britain is training Ukrainian soldiers or troops in the UK. Interesting. Double video here. This one I wanted to watch as well. So yeah, let's go. Sure, do it.
How to fight in a built-up area. Learning how to fight in a built-up area. Future Ukrainian troops being taught the skills they need to defend their homeland. Training that's taking place in and being led by the UK, supported by 9 other countries. Here today, trainers from Sweden and Norway right at the centre of things. This serial is all about entering a house and moving through it, the tape outlining the rooms, the first stage. There is a complete spectrum of experience amongst the Ukrainians being trained, from those who've served previously in the Ukrainian armed forces to people who have literally no military experience.
When they turn up, they don't know anything really to do with the army. They haven't had any training or any experience prior. A lot of mine were like taxi drivers and delivery drivers, to where they are now, where they're pretty much fully fledged infantry soldiers, and yeah, they picked it up really, really quickly.
Felix, дуже дякую за те, що my name is Felix. I am 35 years old and I am from Zhytomyr city. By my civilian previous life, I am small business owner. From the next day of the invasion, me and my also friends, small businessmen, we started to operate like volunteers for the military forces and support whatever we can give for the people on the front line, for our friends, brothers who were in the armed forces. And
Crazy how overnight they just, people from all these backgrounds just like, well, now you're a soldier. Just everyone became a soldier. And it must be interesting, kind of all the sort of class, whatever barriers, just with the Russian invasion, just if there's any sort of silver lining, I guess, or just any, just must be a strange experience. Just like everyone, all the men coming together and being like, okay, we're soldiers now.
And the front line for our friends, brothers who were in the armed forces, and right now I am here because my step to be in the armed forces of Ukraine and to protect the Ukraine.
The blue truck is the target, which these troops will be aiming at with their N-law. It's fitted with sensors which will measure if they'd hit it for real. This latest 5-week course sees the UK reach its pledged target of training 10,000 Ukrainian troops in just 6 months. 20,000 more will be trained this year.
They're eager, so the training is going quite well. They went from civilians to soldiers in just a few weeks.
And how do you manage that process? How do you take that eagerness and keenness and translate it into success?
Most of the time we have to kind of hold them back without holding them back because they're so eager. They even use their brakes, so we have to hold them back.
In this training scenario, the Ukrainian fighters are learning the right drill for entering a building. What are the thoughts and emotions of yourself as instructors, knowing that these guys are going off to fight as soon as they're done here?
Well, the training we do is we're training the same way we would have done back in Norway, where I was trained. But obviously the stakes makes us just dial it up, just the level of focus, just one more level. And obviously the guys too are extremely focused. So they're very good with having very high spirits and having a laugh when we have a break. But then as soon as we're training, then it's 100% focus.
You Scandinavians are good at English.
Into the woodland now, developing the drills needed for moving through trees and rough terrain. The weapon they've been issued with is the AR-M9. In layman terms, it's quite similar to an AK-47.
Most of my brothers in arm also don't have any military previous experience, so all the knowledges and training modules we go through being here is very useful and practically useful for me and my friends here. So thank you very much.
A year ago, most of these young men would have struggled to comprehend the upheaval their lives would be about to go through, where invasion would ultimately force them to travel to the UK to become soldiers, to try and save their country. Tim Cooper, Forces News, the north of England. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh, wow. Okay, guys, really, really interesting. And, this is just a really short video. I wouldn't want to put it, in its own, so let's just watch it quick.
Factory in
An ammo factory.
In a factory in Pennsylvania, the production line is running red hot. This is Scranton Army Ammunition Plant, otherwise known as SCAP. They've been manufacturing ordnance here since the 1950s. Now it's producing thousands of 155mm artillery shells, resupplying the US military, plus a host of other NATO nations, including Norway, France and Germany. Ukrainian forces are estimated to be firing more than 5,000 artillery rounds. Ukrainian forces are estimated to be firing more than 5,000 artillery rounds each day.
Jesus, man. I'm not talking about the numbers, just seeing those go off.
They're estimated to be firing.
Damn. What kind of damage could that gun do to something at like point blank range? I would love to see like one of these guns, or these howitzers, or just like fire right into like a concrete wall. Just see what it does.
More than 5,000 artillery rounds each day, about the same as a small European country normally orders during an entire year in peacetime. Russia is believed to be firing 4 times that amount. Last year, the US shipped 1 million of these shells to Kyiv, each one costing $800. The US Army says it now wants to triple production of these, from 30,000 to 90,000 a month, a reflection of how Ukraine has fundamentally shifted NATO's strategic thinking. While many predicted warfare would soon become the realm of high-tech and autonomous weaponry, Ukraine's revealed a very different reality. Europe's largest war for 80 years has turned out to be one of relentless artillery duels and trench warfare. NATO recently ordered an emergency inventory check of all its members' ammunition stocks and their future orders. Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg said the waiting time for large-caliber ammunition has increased from 12 to 28 months. For this factory, it means everything they can make is in hot demand, not just by Kyiv, but by dozens of NATO nations too, as they race to refill their own depleted stockpiles. Simon Newton, Forces News.
It's so odd to see like these messages on like clothing, or like a TV monitor of like, hey, remove this before using. And it's like it's on like an artillery shell. Just a weird feeling at that. So $800 per one of these. Is the most of that just the raw iron, or steel, whatever the material is, just the raw metal is worth that much? Or like I mean, of course you have to put in the labor cost of making them, and then some type of explosive, I'm sure, inside. Really interesting. All right, guys, I'd like to watch another Forces News. Let's see if they have good recommended again. Sweden's self-loading artillery. Should we just do that? Let's not get ahead. Love y'all. Hope you guys are all doing well, and I will see you guys next time. If you could answer any of my questions or just have any comments in general, putting it down in the comment section, I would really appreciate it. See you guys next time. Bye.